Y'all, I'm so excited. So excited. Yay! We're live. Whoop, whoop. So excited. Let me make sure. Yes, I believe. Can you hear me? Can you see me? I don't see if you can hear me, but not see me. But you can see me, but you cannot hear me. I don't know. I think you can see me. Hi, I'm Bonnie Gillespie. Hi. Oh my God. Jupiter is going into Cancer, and I'm so excited. Tell me in the chat why you're excited about Jupiter moving into Cancer. And if you're like, I have no idea, Bonnie, that's why I'm here. You're going to tell me why I'm excited that Jupiter's moving into Cancer. That's fine too. But first, have you hugged yourself today? And even if you have, do it again because it feels good. Thank you, Teresa. Good. Good, good, good. I'm glad we are all good. Yay. Jackie says, Happy Venus Day. Chart Harmony fam. Hello. Good to see you. Carolina, hello. Yay for Jupiter in Cancer. Get that shadow side. I have my, what's that stuff called? My atomizer, diffuser, going with some ylang, 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 ylang. Because every time I get out ylang, ylang, my husband says, oh my God, that smells so good. So I go, ylang, ylang, you like, you like. He does, he like. Hello, glad to be here. Looking good, Bon. Thank you, Donna. Venus Day. Venus Day. Gotta love it. Y'all, Jupiter is moving into Cancer, and I am so excited. I'm so excited. I want to go through today every house that you could have Cancer as the representative. I'm going to do it whole sign style, so that it's one sign per house as we go through for all the different rising signs. So you will know, based on your rising, where it is that Jupiter's about to spend a year and why it's such a big deal. Because Jupiter changes signs every year, and depending on retrograde and when it happens, because Jupiter does retrograde every year, it will possibly give us a preview of the sign that's coming up next, or it will go back and finish up some unfinished business in the sign before. But for this time, no, there's no exiting once we enter. On the 9th of June, I started to say January, and I was like seriously committed to that Jan. Okay, on the 9th of June, that's Monday, coming up here very soon, we have Jupiter moving into Cancer and staying there until June 29th, 2026. How about that? Hey, it's my husband. Hey, honey, glad you're here. So I have brought with me, so we can plan for this year of Jupiter being in Cancer and all the goodness, I have brought a labradorite. This is a gift from a wonderful human who knows I love shiny rocks. And she sent me this friend. And then my husband, Keith, picked it up and said, that's for me, yes? And I said, this is mine. And so she sent another one for him. So now we both have our labradorite palm stones. And I said, he's going to keep his by the bed. And she said, he will have some freaky dreams. And so how will he know, though? Because he's Pisces, stellium, Sagittarius rising. How will he know? How will he know he's having freaky dreams? Like that's every minute of his life. Hello, Danielle. So glad you made it. It's Aunt Kels. How are you, Kelly? Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining me today. All right. So tell me, if you don't know your rising sign, y'all, if you don't know your rising, then do this based off your, what could we use? Do you know does everybody know how to get their rising sign now? Is that just now like such a thing that I don't need to worry about people not knowing how to get their rising sign? I think we're at that age of astrology where everybody can figure that part out, or has an app that tells them, and then it doesn't matter how we got there. They know that the app is telling them that. Okay. You know I'm getting serious when the hair goes up on top of the head. I was watching one of those those like human lie detectors, those people who go through, hey, Michelle, glad you could make it. Those people who go through and watch like court cases and interviews with like famous people, and they watch for the like signals in their face to see like when do their micro expressions say that they're lying. And one of the things that he said is that at the beginning of a lot of interviews or live streams, you'll see people doing like grooming things. And he goes, and the grooming thing says, I'm nervous and I need to settle down. And I'm like, for me, it's, I got to get this hair off of my face because I got work to do. I got to concentrate. Cancer rising, Michelle. Leo rising for Danielle. Okay, good. I know Kelly's Aries rising. Keith is Sagittarius rising. What else we got? Yep, Aries rising here. I think Jackie's also Aries rising. Woo, we're going to have so much fun. All right, y'all. So let's talk about this. Y'all have seen, hopefully, or if not, you could see it out on my channel, a video in which I ask if you have chart privilege. And I describe specifically how there are certain planets that prefer being in certain signs. And then there are certain signs where the planets don't do as well in. And none of them are universal. It's not like all the planets hate going to whatever this sign is. It's that each planet has a different set of strengths and a different set of things that they're here to help us express in our lives. If we take a look at the chart harmony formula, I started to say formula. So this is going to be my menopause mouth today, is that I'm going to start with the right letter, but then pick a different vowel than I actually mean. Okay, noted. Okay, got it. I'm going to take a sip, get present. Look at all the Sagittarius rising. What? Look at all the Sagittarius rising. Y'all. Oh, this makes me so happy. Scorpio rising. Hello, sexy. Gemini. Okay. All right. I love your name. 2 chairs and a wine bottle. Love. Oh my God. So cute. So cute. Y'all. Each planet, when we use the chart harmony formula, the planet is the what, the sign is the how, and the house is the where it all shows up in your life. Each planet has a specific what. And so each planet's purpose is then played out as it moves around the signs in your chart and in all of our charts. And you have your natal placements. Those natal placements are fixed. Like that, I don't mean fixed like cardinal fixed, mutable. I mean, what happened when you were born is your astrological chart, just like this is your birthday and birth time and birthplace, this is your birth chart. It's like a snapshot was taken of the planetary layout at the moment of your first breath, and there it is. Those things are fixed in time, and what that means is we'll be able to see through transit, which is all the woo weather that continues to change day to day, we will see things activate stuff in your natal chart. And so especially if you have the Cancer part of your chart on the angles, so that's going to be first house, fourth house, seventh house, 10th house, or if you have any of your big 3 or personality placements in Cancer. So big 3 would be sun, moon, rising. So your life car, your life car driven by your rising, navigator is the sun, backseat driver, making sure all the needs are met, that's the moon. If any of those are Cancer. Or I would even say if like Mercury, definitely if you're midheaven, if your Venus, your Mars, if any of those are Cancer, you're going to have a really interesting time of it. And I mean interesting in all the best ways. Because Jupiter's what is all about faith, trust, abundance, expansion, growth. Let's sit with that for a second. Jupiter's goal is to help us grow. Jupiter's mission is for us to expand. Jupiter is here to help us understand the more that is available for all of us. And Jupiter's work is, let's take up all the space. Let's say yes to all the opportunity. Let's have endless faith that everything is going to work out. And there's that sense of optimism in Jupiter that just doesn't make sense to a lot of the other planets. And that's why I'm so glad we have Jupiter, because the unbridled optimism, the unapologetic faith, the I don't need to explain to you how I know everything is going to be okay of Jupiter is what we need right now. Right? I do. Labradorite is magic, and so is Jupiter, says April, and she should know. Sag rising. Virgo rising here, Leo. Can't believe I caught you live. Yes, you did. Yay, fabulous. So excited for Jupiter in Cancer. My wife is applying for new jobs in higher education, and her moon is in Cancer, and her Cancer is the 9th house of higher ed. Kelly. Done. It's like you sent up that list of here's what we would like, and you said, okay, planets, take care of it. And Jupiter said, I will take this one. And he's coming to take care of all of us. But for you specifically, yes, very much so. Your wife, definitely. Hello, Cancer rising Jennifer. So good to see you. I miss your sweet face. Y'all, so Jupiter has a Beyoncé placement, just like everybody in the video that I did before about, do you have chart privilege? It's essential dignities. There are certain planets that do better in certain signs. And then they don't do so well in some other signs. Like I always tell us to be careful when the moon goes into Scorpio, which it's going to do this weekend. Because when the moon goes into Scorpio, we're all just super sensitive because Scorpio is so intense and feels everything. And the moon is not used to all that. Like, that's a lot of intensity for that sweet little moon. So it gets a little like, for a couple of days. And so I just put up a Post-it note every month that I remember to do it. And it says, the moon is in Scorpio. Be gentle. Okay. Well, at the opposite end of the spectrum, we have things like what I call the Beyoncé placement. And this is when we have a planet that does so well in a particular sign that they're actually like put up on a pedestal. They are, yes, putting on a great show like Beyoncé. Yes, working their ass off like Beyoncé. Yes, they are absolutely crushing it. And we are so excited to be in their environment and just to be able to soak up that atmosphere of talent and beauty and wonderment. Yes, it feels so good. All of that is true. And there are the expectations that we're going to actually do something with it. It's not just going to be all good things come to this sign. And so when Jupiter gets into Cancer, we have not just all the faith and all the trust and all the optimism and abundance and more. Say yes, keep going. Here's a side note. Tangent. Here I go. Jupiter's the friend at the bar that says, come on, let's do more shots when you are already fallen down drunk. So do keep in mind that Jupiter has no cutoff button. Jupiter is not aware of such a thing as too much. And so when Jupiter says more, we got to remember that if not for Daddy Saturn, Jupiter would eat the entire universe. Jupiter's gaseousness is so strong, and that gravitational pull of all that chemistry is so intense that it would absolutely suck up our entire universe if not for Daddy Saturn saying, no, I'm going to put just a little bit of a little boundary around you. I'm going to put a cap on that for you. And thank goodness Daddy Saturn put some boundaries around that so that we can exist and have this conversation. So back out of my tangent there. It is important to note that when Jupiter is in the signs he rules, Pisces and Sagittarius, the more knows no cutoff, and also all the riches are given away. There's nobody more generous than a Sagittarius or a Pisces, or as in King Mutable over here, a Pisces stellium sun, Sagittarius rising. Nothing more generous than a Jupiter ruled person who has lots of stuff. They're going to give it all away. Immediately give it all away, give it all away, give it all away. Because that's what they do. They just, because there's always more. And since there's always more, let's keep giving it. Let's keep sharing it. And I mean, it's great. It's beautiful. I wish more people would have that worldview, especially right now, but always. In Cancer, Jupiter says, I not only know how to do the more, but I know how to put it into the house. I know how to put it into the family. I know how to put it into the structure. I know how to, because Cancer is a cardinal sign, I know how to lead using all the resources that are brought to this sign during this year. So once every 12 years, we not only get a rotation of Jupiter in Cancer, because it's each sign takes a year, so 12 years to go all the way around. We also get all that I know what to do with these gifts, no matter where it is in our chart. So it's not just that aimless Jupiter just comes in and just everything's going to be okay, so I'm going to float. It's more practical. It's more, I know what to do with these tools. I know how to make sure, because we are grounded, because we are safe, because we have a home, because we are nurtured. Cancer, 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 Cancer. We are able to use all of this Jupiter expansion for some really cool shit. Okay, so that's why this is very, very, very exciting. Let me give you some dates, and then I'm going to take a look at the chat, and then we're going to get into the rising by rising, house by house experience of Jupiter and Cancer, what to expect. Okay, the last time, let me give you the dates that were there again. Right now, Jupiter will be moving into Cancer on June 9th, 2025, and he will stay there until June 29th of 2026. All right, nice. We got a little over a year. What are you going to do with that? What can you do so that a year and 23 days from now, we can meet back here and I can say, how'd you do? What'd you do with that Jupiter and Cancer energy? What did you make? Bigger, bigger, greater, greater, more faith, more abundance, growth, 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 no fear, all trust in the Cancer part of your chart. I want you to go ahead now and start thinking about, what do I want that punchline to be? What do I want next year's conversation about this transit to be like? And that's even before we get into when Jupiter's in Cancer, he creates a square to something or a trine to something or an opposition to something, or maybe it's your Jupiter return. If you were born while Jupiter is in Cancer, you're having a exalted, amazing Jupiter return, which we get once every 12 years. And when we get a Jupiter return, it resets our Jupiter clock for how things are done in our lives, 12-year cycle. All right, so we are headed into Jupiter Cancer, June 9th, 2025 to June 29th, 2026. The last time Jupiter was in Cancer was June 25th, 2013 to July 16th, 2014. I got office space. I got to go all over the world. Did I go international that year? I mean, I know I did in 2008, 2009. I know I went to Australia, but I think in 2013, 2014, I was doing a lot of book touring, but I actually got physical office space for the first time in my business. And that was a big deal. That was a big deal. Okay, just reflecting back to, there was some sticky stuff going on in my relationship, plural, couple of them. Okay, but think back to that window. Okay, let's go back one farther than that. Jupiter was in Cancer July 12th, my birthday's July 11th, July 12th, 2001, which means one day after my 31st birthday, one day before Keith and I met in person for the first time. Because we met in person Friday, July 13th, 2001, Salt Lake City, Utah. Yes, I have the birth chart of the moment that we met. Of course I do. Of course I do. The previous Jupiter in Cancer cycle was July 12th, 2001 to August 1st, 2002. Okay, so take a look at that year. That year, so summer to summer, if you're here in the Northern Hemisphere watching me. Okay? What kinds of things were going on in your life that felt more, Jupiter in Cancer, July of 2001 to August 1st of 2002, for sure, I knew meeting Keith in person, my life was never going to be the same. I was so scared to meet him, but so not. That's total Jupiter faith. Like, I just was like, fuck it, I'm going to do this. I just lost my mom. I was going through so much grief, and I was like, this is ridiculous that I'm flying to a different state to meet this stranger, this person that I met on the internet. This is pre-internet dating. We just met in shared spaces on the internet. And then I just stood there waiting for him to get off the plane, because this is, pre 9/11, so I was at his gate waiting for a couple hours between my flight getting in and his. And as he came down the jetway, I was like, fuck, that's it. My life is forever changed. He's him. That's it. Mom sent him. Mom sent me to him. Okay, got it. All the faith. I'm going to have it. All right. The time before that, for those of us who can roll that back a little longer, we go to July 30th, 1989 to August 18th, 1990. July 30th, 1989 to August 18th, 1990. Okay. All right. So that's sophomore year of college for me. Moved off campus. Got accepted to the journalism school. Shit. Because that was at UGA. You have to declare a major. But if you're going to do journalism, you basically are pre-journalism until you get accepted into the J school. And you have to go through a whole bunch of things to do because it's a professional program. That was a big year. That was a big year. I got the Tic Tac. Holy shit, y'all. Okay, so y'all know my car is the Tic Tac, the mighty Tic Tac. It's a 1990 Mazda Miata, original owner. No, she's not for sale. Yes, she still exists. She still drives, purrs like a little kitten. We did have to replace her battery because, you know, fires, rains. There's a lot of chemistry in that battery that didn't do very well, so we had to start over with that. But I got the mighty Tic Tac August 11th of 1989, which means 2 weeks after Jupiter went into Cancer. Come on with this. Come on with this. I'm so excited. All right. The time before that would have been 1977, 78, 79, because that's one of the ones where we had the retrograde of Jupiter taking him back out of Cancer and going into Leo and coming back out, those types of shifts. I don't know on which side the retrograde happened. Was it on the Leo side or on the Gemini side? I think on the Leo side. But we had 77, 78, 79. And then before that would have been 65, 66, 67. Same, we've got retrograde situations happening. Before that, 1954, 1955. And before that, 1942, 1943. And if you need to know dates other than that, talk to me in the chat or comments and I will get them for you. I graduated from Smith and moved to New York City. That was the year I gave up my corp job and moved out to LA. Back then, I met and married my future ex-husband. Nice. Creating space with Jen, Cancer in my 11th house. Oh, that's going to be big. That's going to be big. Yes, yes, yes. Woo! Hubby has Sun, Mercury, Venus, South Node, and Midheaven in 10th house Cancer. I forget that April, your husband and I are both that Libra rising 10th house Cancer situation. Got Jupiter and my moon in Scorpio. Kind of yeah, Danielle, it's just intense. It's just intense. Daisy, INTP, North Node is 12th house, Cancer 2, Leo rising. Cool. So Jupiter's with those, I'm guessing. Yes, yes. Okay, y'all, this is so good. Hoping for good things for career this year. Yes, and so it is. I love it. I love it. I love it. July 2001 to 2002. Huge leap of faith, says Christina. Creating space with Jen says I was in between my first and second year of college. Second period that I discussed was between the birth of my first kid and second kid. Carolina says, oh my God, I had major job changes in all three. See, I'm telling you, like when you start looking at the patterns and you go, oh, and now let's think ahead. What do we want to do with that energy knowing it's coming? And if we're, over 30, we get a sense of like, oh, I know the potential for this. What are we going to do with it? Major job changes in all three. 2001, pregnant with first babe, got laid off with money to be able to stay home. Nice. It wasn't an AOL chat room, Kelly. It was a e-circle. E-circle became e-groups, and then e-groups became Yahoo groups. It got bought out, but we met in an e-circle. Okay, turn 21, first real adult relationship, boyfriend, yes. And interdependent study says 2001 to 2002, finished drama school in London and did a stage management internship in Florida. Lost my virginity. Do tell. No, you don't have to tell. You don't have to tell. But you can. Christina says the 1989-1991, I got divorced from first husband. First time on my own as an adult. Big change. Christina, how much trust? How much trust, how much faith, how much expansion were you allowing with that move? Woo! Met a lot of men who became significant relationships in my life. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Carla, you made it. So glad you're here. 1989, I had just started the double digits life. 10, 11 years old was not the happiest of my childhood years. Yeah, I didn't much like going back to the 77, 78, 79. That's when I was getting the dates, I was like, I'm not even gonna get specific about this time of my life because this is when all the trauma happened. I'm not into that. I'm not into that. But now I am very into what we're going to do with it. And I also notice that I get lots of opportunity to heal trauma when these transits and these cycles come back around, because I can look at things from a different perspective, not only from the change that I've had in my life, but also the change that the planet has made in me and how I interpret it. 1111, make a wish. Okay, let's see. Greetings from Sunny Victoria. Thank you. I have chills with your cute meat story, April. It's just so cute. It's so damn cute. It's especially if you let Keith tell it, because he says he tells it right. Anyway, all right, let's go. All right, here we go. I'm going to turn off my fan. I will turn it back on again, I'm sure, because weather be like that right now. All right, let's start with our Cancer risings. Let's go ahead and start with Cancer risings. Sorry, Aries rising. I know we always start with y'all. We're going to start with Cancer risings because, okay, Cancer risings, you have got Jupiter coming to your first house. So here's the number one thing that people will say about Jupiter coming to your first house. It is never easier to be seen, to take up space, to go out into your life in big ways, and also, if you would like, to put on weight, because Jupiter is considered all the things all the time, no breaks, and that can, because in the first house we're doing the body, that can create some physical changes. So this is not a caution, this is not a judgment, this is just a be aware that Jupiter in biggins, whatever it gets around, and that first house is your body, your personality, your self-expression, your public face to the world. Yes, kind of like the 10th house, but less career related. It's more like just every day, this is me, the driver of my life car, this is how I'm getting through life. So Jupiter being there for a year, it can be a lot of energy physically. And for Cancer risings in particular, you're super sensitive already. Just expect that you're going to be feeling things more expansively. And if that feels threatening, or if that feels unmooring somehow, then get your babies and have them in ways that this is, April sent me this one. See, I get presents. April sent me this one. Can you read it? Fuck the patriarchy. Trying to get the right glow. There. Okay. Get yourself grounded. Get yourself, I'm not floating away and I'm not hiding. I do not have to scurry and run and get into the corner of my shell in order to feel safe around all of the Jupiter energy. I can actually just allow it. That will help. Okay. That's first house, Cancer. So Cancer rising, folks, that is a good heads up for the year. It's unignorable. A first house Jupiter transit is usually big stuff is happening. Yes. And you can't ignore it. It's your personhood. Okay. So for our Gemini risings, we're going to have second house Jupiter, right? Yes. Gemini rising, second house Jupiter is going to visit. Let me see. Do I have that right? I think I do. Yes. Okay. Do I? Yes, I do. Okay. I know. I'm like, I make this little list for myself, but I do it at like 3 o'clock in the morning. And then I look at it today and go, did I get that right? Do I get that right? I think I got that right. Okay. Yes. Okay. So for my Gemini risings, and I know I have a lot of Gemini risings in the fam. Love you, beautiful people. You're so sweet. You're so smart. You're so creative. You're going to have Jupiter visiting your second house. It is time to get paid for all of those brilliant ideas. My Gemini risings, with all of your ideas and all of the growth that you've had in this past year, because Jupiter has just been in your first house. You've just gone through what I was telling Cancer they're about to go through. Cancer rising. Gemini rising, you've already just done that. And now you've got all of that I'm seeing. Let's monetize that. Let's put it into the house where there is getting paid. It's love, it's money, it's enoughness. It is jobby job remuneration. It's also your values and your valuables. They're about to get super expansive. So that investment that you've had your eye on, maybe that idea that you have that really aligns with your values and you feel like now's the time. Now's the time. My third house Cancer, so that's going to be my Taurus risings. Third house Cancer, you are going to have a Jupiter visit to the house of your early childhood education, your siblings, your cousins, that close around the neighborhood fam, the people that you grew up with. But also in modern astrology, we talk about it as like social media. It is small. I don't have my phone with me, but it's like small computer. So, you know, we go to 11th house for the whole internet and the cloud and all the big online stuff, like the system itself. But third house is our gadgets and our gadgets and our gadgets and our gadgets, all those types of things. And so for Taurus risings, this is going to be an uptick, a year of uptick in your social profile, how much you come around. Like if you were into politics in your neighborhood or you wanted to do something in your local area and make some changes, this would be a great year to do it. You would have the support of people around you. If you are learning a new language, you could do that here. I know that's also ninth house, but I find that when Jupiter gets into the third house, he does like to do things that feel like early childhood education all over again. So it could be a perfect time to spend a year learning something that you might think you should have learned when you were a kid, because you would do really well with it, with Jupiter on that visit. And if you're like, I don't want to do social media, don't make me, I'm not going to make you do anything. Jupiter is going to give you a runway of opportunity. Are you going to take it? That's on you. All right, we've done houses 1 through 3. Let me see what the chat says. See if there's anything. Cancer rising, natal Jupiter in Aries. Hubby has Cancer sun and is looking for a new job. Carla, right on time. Right on time. Shit, nope, says Melissa. I've had both happen, up and down, down. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Happened to me this past year. 10 extra pounds. Yeah. New business and personal, stepping out of comfort zone. Woo! Okay, I love it. Woot. You got a T on there. Yeah, woot. I will make sure I say your T. Those first house Jupiter transits are no joke. So I just have to say it, like, because if you're not expecting it and you're just like suddenly, what happened to my system? It's like, well, Jupiter's in your first house. He's gonna make everything big. That's his job. All right. So now we're gonna do another 3 houses. We're gonna do 4, 5, and 6. So Aries rising, y'all got fourth house Jupiter visit because that's where your Cancer house is. So what do you bet's gonna happen? Bigger home, renovations, expansion. We're going to maybe increase the way the family takes up space in your whole life and world. It's also time to do some really important and healthy inner child healing work. And I know we don't usually send Jupiter in to do healing work, but I'm going to tell you, when Jupiter's in the fourth house, doing some of that, let me get in touch with the part of me that existed before the trauma happened and also that continues to exist on a different timeline where the trauma never happened. Let me tap into that version of me. Let me get into some of that inner child stuff and let that effervescent foreverness that is Jupiter help me connect with something that I didn't know I needed to know about myself. Yes, it can feel like a lot. So at the end of this, I'm going to make sure to, and don't let me forget, I'm going to make sure to give y'all some tips for not only chart harmony with Jupiter in general and welcoming Jupiter to Cancer, but also specifically ways that you can manage something as big and grand as Jupiter in as sensitive a place as Cancer, no matter what house it is. And so we'll go, not just grab the stone and ground like that was a quick and dirty easy one, but we'll go into a couple more of those before we're done. Okay, next up, we've got our Pisces rising, folks. Okay, y'all already psychic, you know that. You're getting Jupiter visiting your 5th house. Super exciting, because the 5th house is where you take the stage. It's where a spotlight gets trained on you. It is where you are seen. It is your children. It is your childlike glee. It's where you take risks, gamble, have affairs, play the lottery. It is a place where we are friskier than other places in our chart. And it's one of the most public houses. And considering that it's in the bottom half of the chart, it really is a unique spotlight, that fifth house. And so our Pisces rising folks with Cancer in the fifth house, having Jupiter visit there is going to just create this beam of light onto your psychic abilities if you are ready to elevate them. If you are ready to take the risk that is putting your woo business out there, this is a good time to do it. And you can do it in a way that is fun. The fifth house overall is about fun. Yes, sometimes fun has costs and there are consequences, and that is why I always give a little caution. You take the stage, you're on the stage. You take that risk, you took that risk. Like, not everything is a safe bet, but you've already got Cancer there, which means you may be a little more cautious than necessary, and Jupiter visiting is going to help you feel less cautious and more ready to take those risks. So do it. All right, Aquarius rising, we get to the sixth house of Cancer. So if you have Aquarius rising, you are going to be getting pets. First of all, you're going to be getting pets because when Jupiter visits the sixth house, we increase whatever the sixth house is about. And the sixth house is where our pets live. It's also where our employees live if we run a business. It's where we are as employees of others if we have a jobby job. So if you have a jobby job, this is for Aquarius rising. If you have a jobby job, you can expect an uptick in activity there, a lot more of the day-to-day activity, yes, but also trying to find balance with the day-to-day activity of your own health and hygiene and wellness. And what can Jupiter do to make you more optimistic about the practices that you have around how you take care of yourself? What is your self-care routine even? And I know, Aquarius, you're like, I'm not in a body. Why are you asking me this? I know. But because your alien being does come visit the body that you chose to inhabit, that your soul picked out, right? You do have to do some little upkeep with that. And especially Cancer in the sixth house, you're going to be super sensitive to lots of things. Get more pets. Get more pets. It will help. It just always does. All right, next up. Oh, I said I would take a break after we did 3 more and see how the chat is doing. I want to check. How are we? Yes, good. All righty then, says Kelly. Yeah, you ready to move, Kelly? Y'all going to add on a wing? What's going to happen? Melissa says, since Jupiter is so happy in general, does it activate Jupiter in our natal charts aside from whatever aspects it might create? Yes, I'm going to make a note to do that as well. So we're going to do purple and blue chart harmony. We're going to talk about aspects, Jupiter, happy's up. I'm going to use that wording, and when I don't understand what I mean, you tell me. Happy's us up. And then general Jupiter care and prep. Whoop, whoop. Okay, excellent. All right, looks like y'all good. Yes, you are. Okay, good. I love it. Yay, good. Welcome it. Like, y'all, Jupiter is going into Cancer on Monday the 9th. So I've got homework for you for this weekend. And it is to prepare your life for this Jupiter ingress. Prepare the Cancer part of your chart to receive Beyoncé. And what do we want to do with that? What do we want to do with a year of that, especially knowing those patterns now from the previous cycles? All right, now we got 3 more signs we're going to do, and then I'll take a look at the chat, and then we'll do the final 3. So we are halfway through. I am now going to be looking at our Capricorn risings. Capricorn rising, you are going to have a visit of Jupiter to your 7th house, which is where you have Cancer. We're using whole sign houses for this example. The 7th house specifically is about your one-on-one relationships. It is you and your partner. It is you and your business partner, you and your romantic partner or partners if you're in a more non-conventional or previously called non-conventional, unconventional type of relationship. It is that one-on-one relationship though. It's that dynamic. And so this is going to be even a coach or a therapist. It can also be like an enemy. There are times that a Capricorn rising going through a Cancer Jupiter transit could see an uptick in opposition, because the 7th house can represent the people who are not here for us. It's both our one-on-one person and the one-on-one energy that doesn't work. It really, seventh house being a Libra house in general, has that kind of, we're going to do both. We're going to put it on the seesaw and experience both. So what Capricorn rising can expect is more energy and attention around either your person's life or your life around a person. And that doesn't mean a specific person, it means doing one-on-one things. So I notice a lot of Capricorn risings will go into business coaching. They'll finally launch that thing that allows them to do one-on-one work, and they'll become that person, that coach for others. Or they'll finish another degree, because, Capricorn rising, they'll finish another degree and then perhaps be ready to hang out the shingle and do their therapeutic work a little more intensely at a one-on-one level. All right, next up, we have the Sagittarius risings. Sagittarius rising, you've got Cancer in the 8th house, which is already super psychic and super sensitive and able to experience multiple timelines and lots of energy coming through. Again, with that Sagittarius rising, it's already ruled by Jupiter. And so here comes Jupiter to the 8th house. 8th house is a dark house to that Sagittarius rising, so it's a little harder to get to. But the 8th house likes being dark, and Jupiter coming to visit says, I'm not afraid of the dark, but can we create something like Hollywood Boulevard, glass ground up in the asphalt? If you are not aware of this, y'all, if you are not aware of this, all through Hollywood, California, Sunset Boulevard and Hollywood Boulevard have ground glass mixed in with the asphalt, so that especially during that main drag, or in that main drag of Hollywood Boulevard, in front of the Grauman's Chinese Theater and the Walk of Fame and all of the like classic Hollywood stuff, so that when you are driving at night, your headlights bounce off all the glass in the street and it actually glitters. Jupiter coming to the 8th house, to me, is not afraid of the dark. It's looking for, how do we make it glow like glitter ball explosion in here without offending the fact that it is a dark house? How do we keep it a dark house but make it sparkle? So that's the kind of energy that Sagittarius rising can expect. And yes, you will be hearing from your ancestors and magic and connections on other timelines and dimensions, even more than you usually do. So enjoy that. All right, then we move over to our Scorpio rising. Scorpio rising is getting a 9th house visit from Jupiter for the year. And having just experienced a year of Jupiter in the 9th house, Libra rising, while it was in Gemini, I could tell you, Scorpio risings, get your book done, get your book published, get your next book done, get your next book published, finish the degree. Yes, you're going back to school. Yes, you are becoming an expert in something. Yes, you're going to get that doctorate finished. Yes, you can do it. You can start your TED Talks. You can go on the circuit. You can do whatever it is that you want while Jupiter is transiting your 9th house. You absolutely have the ability to go global, and I hope you will. Okay, so Scorpio rising, I know I've already said too much because now people are up in your business and you don't like it. So now I'm going to go to the chat and see what questions or comments we have about those last 3. And then we will do our final 3 and final Q&A. Okay, my 12-year-old son is Cancer rising and has been struggling lately with identity body during these weird puberty years. He deserves a win right now. Jen, I'm sorry, that's tough. That is a challenging time. And I know 10,000 times a year someone said to me, when I was growing up, it'll get so much easier. There's a future you who's going to just be so glad that it is the way it is now because of how great that's going to make it later. And it doesn't matter when you're a kid. You don't. It does. I fuck future me. I don't care. I need it to be easier in homeroom today. So I'm so sorry to hear that, and I hope that Jupiter coming to his first house gives him a little more expansive connection with himself and a more optimistic experience overall, being in his soul, in his body. My friend has Jupiter 6th house and has fostered over 600 cats. Stop it, April. Stop that. Come on. Over the past decade, your friend who has natal Jupiter in the 6th house has fostered over 600 cats. You cannot make this shit up. Come on. Danielle says, hubby's got Jupiter in the 6th. He's a massage therapist at a job and has had some big shifts for the good with his health. Great. Also has Saturn in that 6th house, so he's already so structured with his self-care. Then yeah, wonderful. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Yes, Walk of Fame, sparkly glitter. Yep. Kate will get this executive administration in higher ed job. Thank you, Jupiter in the 9th house. Here's to my Scorpio rising wife. Whoop! You two Mars ruled sex kittens. I just don't know. Aries rising, Scorpio rising, getting together. What can't you do? What can't you do? All right, I love this. Let's do the last 3 houses, 10th, 11th, and 12th. So 10th house, Libra risings. You are about to get a 10th house visit of Jupiter for a year. Get ready. Your career is about to get bigger. The eyes on you for your profession are about to get more plentiful. The expectations of what you are capable of in your business and in your public life are Beyoncé level. And I'm saying this directly to the camera, so Bonnie Gillespie, when you watch this back later, and I know you will, you're able to see, Bonnie, I'm talking to you. Jupiter's coming to your 10th house stellium. Are you ready? And I've been having this conversation lately, the whole ready for Oprah question. Famously, not famously, but famously in my world, my mom said no when the Oprah people called for a Remembering Your Spirit segment back in probably 97. She just was, I got to lose weight. I got to finish a degree. I just know I can't. She, low enoughness was not going to be seen. And it hurts my heart for her, but I'll never forget that I committed. I want to be ready. Oprah calls. I don't want to be like, oh, give me a couple weeks for a crash diet. Oh, hang on. I gotta go get something. I'm not that person anyway. Just there are times I would have let lots of things stop me from saying yes. Jupiter coming to the 10th house. There's no stopping any of it. You can only manage the expectations of Beyoncé coming to visit for a year in the most public and most career-oriented house. So are you ready? Are you ready? Libra risings? I hope you are. Join me in that. Virgo risings. You are also getting a public visit of Jupiter to your 11th house. So this means our Scorpio, Libra, and Virgo risings are all getting the top of the chart visits from Jupiter, 9th, 10th, 11th houses. So it's going to be public. I'm now talking about my Virgo risings, Cancer in the 11th house. It's going to be public. It's going to be in front of the people. It's going to be for the people. It's going to be a lot more future focused and innovative and large friend group, as well as the community, the collective, who you're here to serve. Like, what is, as a healer, because Virgo rising, I know you're a healer, Virgo rising, as a healer, what is it that you are here to do to heal and tend to the collective? Jupiter's now ready for you to do that. Whatever that thing is that you're building and innovating and creating, now's the time. You're going to have a year to get it showcased. So I will always remind the Virgo risings, Virgo anything, Virgo big 3 especially, don't wait for it to be perfect. There's no such thing. Stop trying to make it perfect. Launch at 85%. Launch at 85%. Get it good enough that it's going to fly, and then go. Okay? All right. We can fix everything else after. Finally, my Leo risings. And you're like, butt hurt that I made you last. I didn't. I started with Cancer rising, and the zodiac just goes that way. It's all right, Leo rising. I saved the best to last. I know that that's what you would say. Leo rising, you are getting a 12th house visit from Jupiter. So you can look for way more dreams, way more visits from the other side. A lot of woo shit happening in your mental health. A lot of, wow, hang on, I am in a deja vu circle cycle moment I can't get out of, and let that stuff happen. It's a little harder. Leo rising, super fixed. It can be a little challenging, and you could maybe want to like medicate that away, like, oh, I'm just going to take NyQuil because I don't want to experience that weird night's sleep. Go ahead and allow it, enjoy it, welcome it, create containers around it, so that as more of the mental health slash public wellness in the shadows, the systems of imprisonment and hospitals and care spaces like that can be given a lot more joy and expansive creative thinking. even while you sleep. And I know that Leo rising, you already know the kind of stuff I'm talking about, and it's time to not suppress that quite so much. And also Leo risings, because you got to get ready for the next year when you will have Jupiter in your first house. And so we want to make sure that you've done the mental health work required of that, so that you are in fact ready to step into all of that. All right, let's see how you're doing. See how you're doing over here in the chat. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh snap, I did not consider your Libra rising, Cancer 10th house. Woohoo. Melissa, did you think I didn't notice that? You know I did. Yeah, you know I did. You know I did. Heck yeah. Heckers, yeah. Yay, I'm Virgo rising, says Nelly. Good. Fabulous. Do y'all have any questions about Jupiter in Cancer from June 9th, 2025 to June 29th, 2026, and what it means to you? We will next up talk about the chart harmony you can do in prep, the aspects that Jupiter happies up, including if you're having your Jupiter return, and then just general Jupiter care and feeding, because that is a good way to end our conversation. Creating Space with Jen says, I really have been feeling a need to create a marriage between coaching and my deep-seated activism needs. Yep. It's how I can serve those on the ground through this phase of transition. 100%. That, I don't know if you get the Bond Blast, but the email that I sent out today, I cross-posted it at my blog. So if you go to bonniegillespie.com, it is the newest post as of the time that I'm recording this live stream. Everybody that is in my world is just building something. They are quietly coming together with, oh, this is what all of this is about. Okay, cool. And they are getting everything tinkered with and put into place for that launch. And I'm like, I love how many people in my world are exactly where they need to be to receive the massive wave of people that are headed our way. And when I say headed our way, I mean looking for something, Googling something. I don't even Google anymore. I DuckDuckGo, and I highly recommend DuckDuckGo. Sorry, Google. I know you own YouTube and you're watching everything always, but DuckDuckGo has better terms of service. It is so phenomenal what is brewing. I feel like I have a little secret all the time, and I'm loving it because the world may not yet realize how much it needs it, but it's going to be there for everybody when that need becomes unignorable. How's that? Leo rising's rule, already had a few wild or vivid weird dreams. I will be open. Okay, good. Here's what I want you to do. Christina, do a dream journal. Like, put your little notebook by the bed, like at your bedside table. And if you are open for cool dreams, as you're going to bed, say, okay, I'm open. Jupiter, come give me some cool dreams. And then in the morning, go back to your journal and make a note of anything that is sticking out. And make a deal with Jupiter that you are treating that journal and writing in it before bed as the open or closed sign, and it's becoming like your version of Saturn's boundaries. Remember how I said Jupiter would eat the entire universe if not for Saturn, and that oppression, that boundary that Saturn puts on Jupiter to not expand past oblivion or into oblivion. So you can actually just create that boundary to Jupiter in your 12th house, and it'll work, because that's a relationship we know works already. Yvette says, I'm Leo rising, not sure if I understand what's coming in a more real way. Yvette, that's just it. It's in the 12th house. So for my Leo risings, you've got this visit from Jupiter to your 12th house, which you can't see. It's considered a dark house because in the first house, which is how you experience life, that's your rising, the driver of your life car, you can't see the 12th house. It's back here. It's in a blind spot, but you share a wall. It's like having a neighbor that you can hear conversations are happening on the other side of the wall, but you can't tell what they're saying. That 12th house is your subconscious. It is your dreams. It is visits from people, timelines, dimensions that don't exist in the real. So even though as a Leo rising, you are looking for what does that mean as I make it real, you're not supposed to know yet, because Jupiter is going to be in your 12th house until June 29th of 2026. And then Leo risings, you will get a first house year of Jupiter. And that is when you will be able to make it real. So you'll know a lot more about what it is that makes that visit real by this time next year. I hope that helps. Let's see what else. It's my Jupiter return, says A. I'm a Taurus rising and I have no idea what to expect. Haha. Okay, I'll help. Michelle says you will get the call and you will be ready. Michelle, correct. All of us. I had a dream journal, says Christina, but haven't used it in a long time. Dusting it off now. Thanks for the guidance as to how to make the most of it. You are welcome. April says, do Sag risings also have more support for starting their own businesses, other people's money and resources? Yes. April, we were actually talking about this a few weeks ago. Keith and I were walking Mala, the birthday boy. I put out his bed hoping that he would come say hello for his birthday because he just had his 3rd birthday. He's a very big boy. Also at my blog post at bonniegillespie.com, at my Jupiter in Cancer blog post, you will get to see a baby picture of Mala. I found one from when he was 3 months old. So there's 3 years and 3 months. Those are the pictures that I put up. Anyway, we were out on a walk and I said, husband, here's what I'm declaring. Jupiter is coming to my 10th house. So career, being in the public eye, being seen, being the face of my business, getting all up in there in that stellium, all the Jupiter expansion of my career. And you, Sagittarius rising, are having an 8th house Jupiter year, which means other people's money. I said, will you let me be the other people funneling the money into you and your chart? And will you please, Sagittarius rising, don't give it all away? Yes. So we have actually already had that exact, and of course I know this, April, you and your husband have the same dynamic that Keith and I do. And every time I act like I've never heard that before. I'm so sorry. It's menopause brain, but I absolutely, yes, that is exactly how we're looking at that dynamic. Same. So just, again, Jupiter actually does better with boundaries. It just doesn't bring them himself. And by the way, the reason Jupiter has endless faith and endless optimism and all the certainty that all the expansion can go as far as we want and as long as we want is because Jupiter does not live in a place where there is time. And when there is no time, of course, I have endless optimism because in the timeline of forever, none of this even matters. Like this is, of course, I have all the optimism. Like look at just this human experiment. How cool. You got to think like, big picture. And big picture for Jupiter is like universes, many worlds, many timelines. Okay, cool. All right, we're going to come back to that Jupiter return. Okay, good. Yeah, thanks, A. I'm going to get you on your Jupiter return and then definitely watch the replay. Excited for the sort of trippiness of the 12th house Jupiter in Cancer. 2014 was amazing for tangible creative success for me last time. Great. That's what you can expect, Daisy. The Daisy. INTP. Let's see, is Keith INTP? I am ENTJ. Yeah, he is INTP. No, he's INSJ? Anyway, no. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've Myers-Briggs. As a Leo rising, are we talking about a good time to explore channeling? Danielle, yes, that would be great. 2013, 2014. Yeah, Daisy, I got you. Interdependent study, same here, April, accepting other people's investments in me. Absolutely. I love an 8th house transit. God, yes, please. Come invest in me. Let's do it. Okay, if you are having your Jupiter return, if your natal Jupiter is in Cancer, you are about to get your reset. You are getting your Jupiter return, which you get once every 12 years, and it is your opportunity to do a reset of what does Jupiter in your chart mean? What does it mean to you? What do you want it to mean? What do you want the call to action to be for Jupiter for these next 12 years? And we can all play that a little bit and just say every time Jupiter's in Cancer, we kind of want to do a reset because it is in such an exalted, favored position. But especially for people who natally have Jupiter in Cancer, this is your new year, but it's a 12-year cycle. And it is a new setting for Jupiter if you ask it to be. And that's why with all of this, it's just be mindful, be aware that when you were born, Jupiter was in Cancer, and that was a really cool, very favored, highly like lauded, oh my gosh, all the access to all the things and the ability to make something of it. Such a Beyoncé placement. And that those high expectations, though, can also mean throughout your life, especially Jupiter in Cancer, everything you feel to the extreme. It feels so big. And you're not wrong. It's just that growing up in this world, in these bodies, in this allowance of emotional intelligence, we are often told, you're too sensitive. Turn that down. It's, oh, you're being so dramatic. That was the one I got. Oh my God, Bonnie, you're so dramatic. And you know what? Fuck off. I am sensitive. I am dramatic. Okay. I can say you are not being dramatic enough, siblings, or whatever. Insert whatever here. But yeah, that Jupiter return is a really exciting time to you declare to it, the return, what is the intention for the next 12 years. And you can use those past patterns. When I gave you those other years that Jupiter's been in Cancer, you can just use those patterns to know the kinds of things that looking back on it, you can see that have happened. And then that helps you know in expectations where you're going from there. Dramatic here. Yep, I know. Natal Jupiter, 29 degrees Cancer. So my return would be around May of next year, correct? Near the end of its time in Cancer. That's right. That is right. Yep. And yes, I bring all the drama, of course. Of course. Why wouldn't you? Especially 29 degrees. Anything at 29 degrees in our chart, 29 degrees is called the critical degree, and it means the planet at that degree is doing the most that that planet does, and they're doing it at the most version of that sign does. And I've got a couple of examples of those, but I am running on time, past time, so I want to, I will, those examples I've shared before, I'll share again, but now we're going to go into what kind of care and feeding do we want to do to prepare ourselves, no matter where Jupiter is in our natal charts. Because yes, Jupiter could be creating an aspect to our natal Jupiter, to other important and sensitive points in our chart. And I think y'all, quite a few of you here are in my Live Your Chart membership. I think that's what we'll do this month in Live Your Chart, is we will do like hot seat of Jupiter in Cancer and the aspects to stuff in your natal chart. So we'll take a look at like, oh, you're going to be having a square between Jupiter transiting and Jupiter in your chart natally. What does that square create? What could it create? What do we want to do to help it create those things? Let's do that. That's what we'll do in Live Your Chart this month. And those of you who are like, what's Live Your Chart? I want to be in Live Your Chart. Well, you can, and you can even lock in legacy pricing because I have not yet increased it back up to its regular price. If you would like to join us, you just check out at Teachable. It's bonniegillespie.teachable.com/courses. Look for Live Your Chart and put in the discount code ECLIPSE, all caps, ECLIPSE. And then that should get you locked in at legacy rates, lowest rates we've got per month. But that's my monthly membership where we get together and do the Aligned Hustle calendar. We talk about the chart harmony of the month ahead, like what colors where, what days are best for what kinds of activities, and then we do a topic. And so this month we're going to do a deeper dive on Jupiter in Cancer, and we'd love to have you. Yes, do it. Live Your Chart is life-changing. I agree. It's so much fun. Yes, giving Marsha, says Melissa. Yes, that relationship between Leo and Cancer is very, very Brady. Yes, I agree. Okay, so in general, we want to do purple and blue things to welcome Jupiter, purple, into Cancer, blue. Okay, so thinking back to chart harmony, and if any of these colors are unfamiliar to you, there's Chart Harmony 101, both a webinar and a blog post by those names. So that's where you can start and learn what the colors are, what they mean, how we get there. And if you're like, I don't actually need to figure out how all that works, Bonnie, you just tell me. Okay, then I'm telling you, here it is. For the purple of all the Jupiter, what you want to do is lean into things that are not only like wearing purple, putting on something that is from that royal blue, jewel tone, regal kind of purpley stuff. That's a bit like dress like Prince. Great idea. That's going to take care of a lot of the purple of it, but it's even like paint your nails or paint a secret toenail, whatever it is that works for your environment. But it's also use lavender. It's frankincense is a really great oil for Jupiter because of the regality of it all. But anything that sparkles, anything blingy, anything that's jewelry, glittery, rhinestones, just think Liberace. And if you're too young to know what Liberace is, please use DuckDuckGo and look him up because it is absolutely worth it. And do we have a millennial touchstone for Liberace? Because like Harry Styles is more Elton John in terms of flair and fashion, willingness to just go for it. But for Liberace, do the millennials have a Liberace? I wonder. So anytime that you can add sparkles, glitter, bling to it, that is going to be a way to hold Jupiter and be there with Jupiter. Let's see, what do we got? Love lavender, purple jewel tones, got it. Lady Gaga, I thought too. Yeah, petite, I did think about Lady Gaga. Chapel Roan, yeah. But Chapel Roan definitely rocks Daddy Saturn with those boundaries. Like those boundaries are, oh my God, I was like, yes, I'm not worried about you. Ask the Gen Xer. I know. Like, will you help a Gen Xer understand what? Oh, somebody said that there's a channel where we learn how to speak Gen Alpha. I need to find this channel. And I need to know what Gen Alpha even is. Anyway, for the blue part of the chart harmony that we're going to do to prepare Cancer for this massive Jupiter-ness. Think about this. If you play your Cancer house really small, if you don't do a lot of stuff there, if you keep it really quiet and like, here's your bedtime story, here's your bowl of ice cream, here's your teddy bear, Jupiter's going to come in like a bull in the china shop. Jupiter's going to come in knocking shit off shelves and being like, hey, I'm here. And we got to be ready. We got to have some lube for that relationship. Jupiter is going to be a lot of energy, and if Cancer is not ready to receive, it can feel a little like, that's too much, and Cancer will then go deeper into the shell and then put out the claw and say, don't come for me, if you get any closer, I'm going to pinch off your pecker, don't do it, because that's really sometimes all Cancer feels that she has. But what we want is for Cancer to now, this is your homework through the weekend, now until Jupiter gets to Cancer, we want Cancer to be doing the wonderful preparing, the rolling out the royal blue, purple, red carpet, the preparing space for all of Jupiter's bling. What would it be like if you were an intimate setting for a concert and you were going to host Beyoncé? What kind of fortifying do you need to do to be ready for that visit? It's an embarrassment of riches, as they say, to have Jupiter come, because there's going to be just endless abundance. How do we get Cancer using it is safe to grow, it is safe to expand, it is safe to allow bling, it is safe to be optimistic in the face of all that is wrong with the world. And that's kind of what I was hoping the hook might be in the email or blog post or whatever it is that got you to this video today, is that you will not be apologetic for having hope, for having faith, for having trust, for allowing a part of your chart, if not all of your chart, and a part of your being, if not all of your being, to feel incredibly okay with where that part of things is headed, because there may be a lot of shit shows all over the place otherwise. And I'm not saying put your head in the sand, don't have empathy. I'm never saying that. I'm never saying that. What I am saying is, don't let it turn down how joyful you feel for everyone who has Jupiter coming to the Cancer place in their charts. Talking about it socially, and then we're going to close because I'm at an hour and 10 minutes now. Coming to it from a view of social situations with Jupiter and Cancer. Here in the United States, we are experiencing people being removed from their homes and sent away. What do you think Jupiter coming to Cancer does in terms of how to feel about the home as a society? How to feel about this country as a home? How to feel about our safety in general, because Cancer represents that mothering nest, that space of safety. And I've described this before, and we'll do it again. When I say mother about Cancer, I don't mean mom. I mean RuPaul. Like, your mother. She's going to be tough, but she's going to teach you a lot of things. And most of all, she's going to teach you, you've got to believe in yourself. How do we get home feeling ready for all that expansive energy? And how do we make it positive? How do we make it optimistic? How do we make it expansive? That is the key for all of this. Little Nas X, yes. Thank you, Danielle. Thank you. Micah McLaurin is said to be the Liberace of the M generation. Who is the, oh, millennial. I do not know this person. Yeah, I don't know Micah McLaurin. I definitely know Little Nas X. I saw the most amazing short video on YouTube, Danielle, where there's a guy who takes what are these things called that are speakers that you can play music on this little, it's whatever, that's the modern boombox. Like for us, it was this giant piece of equipment. And so it was this, like, it's like, looks like a little pill box, and it plays music and it plays it loud. Oh my God, I sound like such a grandma right now. And I am. I'm such a grandma right now. There's this guy in, I don't know what country, I think maybe Brazil, who dances on the escalator to whatever song comes up on his thing, and he has several, and he does like incredible dance moves, and he does it as the escalator is moving down, and the video is set up to capture the reactions to people seeing his dance party on these escalators. And he put as the title of this one, "That time I danced to Lil Nas X with Lil Nas X behind me on the escalator." And so you see this moment where he takes out his earbuds and listens to go like, "Is that my song?" He's like, "Oh yeah, that's my song," because he was obviously in his earbuds, and so he's like, "That's my song." And then he watches the guy dance, and by the time they get to the bottom of the escalator, they do a little move together, and it's just so adorable. And then the guy's like, "Oh my God, that happened, that," because he was strategizing for that to happen the whole time. But I'm just like, oh my God, I love it. Let's go with Lil Nas X for the Liberace vibe. I like that a lot, Danielle. Thank you for that contribution. Thank you, all of you, for all the contributions, all the suggestions. I love it all. I turned off the little thing that said, "Let AI summarize this chat." I didn't know that was a setting, but when I came in today to start, one of the things that had become checked off that didn't exist back when I scheduled this was allow AI to summarize the chat, so people will know if they want to replay the live chat or not by the summary. No, thank you. No. Okay, I'm getting ready for that bull coming in at me. Absolutely love hosting events, yet hide myself too much. So Carla, what is the bargain you can give yourself to show up and not hide away so much, too much? And also know that hiding away is your way of replenishing. Can you put it on like a schedule? Can you give yourself a little space to go be in public with the deal? Like, we've made a deal that as of whatever o'clock, we're done. And then we're going to go home and we're going to take care. And even if we're hosting, we're done. We now only talk to a couple people at a time. We're no longer doing the big party stuff. Like, what can you do that would be a kind trade-off for that energetic expenditure? Because everything does have an energetic load. Amethyst. Oh yes. April is our crystal representative. Amethyst, lapis lazuli, great crystals for Jupiter, and also imperial topaz. Yes. And this, I love this so much. My geode / oh, you got some green on you. Oh my, I gotta check like what is oxidizing over here. I mean, we are at the beach, so it's probably just salt water. But I try to have that diffused out, or have those ions a little normalized with the stuff over there. Went to watch the Lil Nas X video. Did you like it? I have both those. Thanks, April. Yay. Yeah, thank you, April. You're always so good with the crystals. April, when are you going to teach your crystal class? That's what I want to know. I do cut off my time at 5 p.m. daily. Carla, good. Great. So you already have those boundaries. Perfect. If you need to know what else to do around chart harmony to make it welcoming, Cancer, blue, always. No people, take a bath, go to bed early, eat a good meal, read a book, soak, go get a massage. Soak. Just go soak in the tub. Or if you can't, like you have no time but you need to reset the Cancer energy, then consider just going into the restroom and running water over your hands and just putting your face kind of in the little pool of water that you make, so that you can remind your system that it can feel safe and regulated. That will help. Okay, y'all, this has been delightful. Thank you for a super fun 75 minutes. Please continue to hug on yourself, love yourselves. Come back in the comments. They will be open and I will continue to come back around and check on you. I will be live on the 11th of June for another episode of Use Your Moons. We're going to do the July chart harmony calendar with all the coloring. Y'all know I love it. Y'all know I love it. We will be doing the July calendar color coding on June 11th. And if you'd like to keep up with any/all of my live streams, I do try to schedule them in advance so that you can do the little notification thing at YouTube. But the full schedule of my life is at bonniegillespie.com/events. Yay. I love you all so much. Early bed, what is that? I know. Okay, all right. Fine, fine, fine. Take a nap then. How's that? If not early to bed, take a nap. Yes, so great to see you. Love you all. Oh, good. I'm so glad this was helpful. Tell me, as we're wrapping up, what is your biggest commitment, biggest for Jupiter, biggest commitment to welcoming Jupiter? What is the thing that you are absolutely going to do over this weekend to prep yourself for the welcoming of this? I'm glad you got to catch one live too. You're welcome. You're so welcome. Yes, Friday live. Worked out, didn't it? Good thing too, I had to cancel everything yesterday. I was unwell. I'm so glad I'm better today. Got some medicine. Woo! Thank goodness for medicine. Sometimes. You're so welcome. Oh, thank you. Look at all these beautiful hearts. I love purple hearts, pink hearts, vibrating. Love. I'll take them all. All colors. Happy Pride! I'm going to be open and receive all the woo-woo. I'm preparing an altar for Jupiter. Kelly, yes. Come over to our Discord server, y'all, because I'm betting we'll see pictures of this altar, and I think that's a really good idea. I may try and do that myself. Don't be afraid to say yes to more new things. Launch my in the studio creating circle. Declutter my apartment. Donna, yes. Make space. Being seen. Put into writing what is coming up. Yep. Set those intentions. Let's do it. Jupiter, so ready for you to come to Cancer and have the best series of Beyoncé concerts all year. What a fabulous year. We need this. We need this. All right. Love you, beautiful people. Thank you so much for joining me. It means the world. Your energy is just absolutely wonderful. Thank you. Take that energy and vibe from here. Okay. Bye, y'all. Take care.